Hello and welcome to Avenue Railways. The Ivy Railway started its life 3 years ago next month, and the first bit of soil was dug here. This was a slope at the time and has slowly been flattened. First thing I did was to build the shed and to put a little bit of track down. I had a couple of bogies which I could test the rails with for the first few weeks, and then I had Ivy on the first engine and carried on digging through all this. To start with, it wasn't too bad until I met this path here, concrete path, which had to be chipped through. That was the first real sort of obstacle, although the slate could be a bit tricky. Then I got to this part here where I needed to build things up a bit. So there's concrete blocks under there, and they're not fixed together with mortar or anything, they're just stacked. And because it was a bit scary, I decided to put the wooden platform on there. Also serves as an intermediate station for the railway. This tree fell over just as I was getting towards this part of the railway, so I had to saw through there. I didn't have a chainsaw at the time, so that took a while. And then onto here, where I had to just dig and dig and dig and dig for months and take the spoil away down by where the shed is. At its highest point, it's probably about 5-6 foot high. The banks have held really well though, so that's good. So yeah, carried on around here. It wasn't quite as bad here, but until I reached this here, there was a tree stump which needed removal. So I bought an electric chainsaw to do that, and finally moved it. And it sits at the side of the rail as a souvenir. Then I dug through here. At first it was quite narrow through here, but more recently I've dug it all out to create the loop. At this point here, there was a digger involved just for the bit where it's quite smooth, and when he came, he took out quite a lot of soil, about 10 ton of soil probably. But it disturbed the tree roots, so the tree fell over. And this is the end of the line here, because I can't go any further because of the road. So walking back towards the shed, you can see a bit more of the line. Everything on the right hand side here is like held up with bits and pieces. It's quite close here. You can see my new turntable here on the right, and it also serves as somewhere to store some stock. It does work. And this is a new station I'm building here on the right. The railway's been really useful for maintaining the garden and making it somewhere I can actually get to. And also it's helped a lot with moving things like tree stumps, etc. Tree branches which have been chopped down. On the right there you can see a new shed and a new siding. You can see why I put the platform there, because it was a bit scary getting to that point. This bit here, Sarah and my friend Mike gave me a hand one day to help dig out this little bit. Most of the railway I've done myself. This bit here was a siding that I put in sometime later, which reached to about the foot of this tree here. I thought I could use it as a storage siding or bring it round. That was the ultimate plan, which I did eventually, and I've made this sort of storage tunnel, which is quite useful. The water for the house went across there, so I had to reroute it across the top. I hit it with a heavy hammer, and the water turned brown upstairs, so that's when I figured out it was the water and not just some random pipe. I've put this extension in here for water from a steam engine, so that's been quite useful. And this was the second shed I built, the cream with the cream door, and I put this siding in here. These points can be operated, but they also got springs on them as well, so that when you go around the sort of balloon loop, the points reset as you come back to where they should be. There you can see some logs there that have been transported by the railway, with trees overhanging the road the other end, so they need to come down here. That's another view of the station I'm working on there. I've got two signals on the railway, two fixed distance, which basically just show you that you're reaching the end of the line for anyone who's new to driving on here, because my friends quite often have a drive. There's lots of signs everywhere to sort of explain things, and I did find a lot of slow worms when I was building the railway. These new points for the loop at the far end are sprung so that the engine can come off, run round, back on the train without any operation of points. But I will probably put levers on them and make them so that you can use them. Most of the signs that are applying to the railway are there for some kind of use. They give some idea of speeds and things like that, and bits where it's quite narrow. Just here I've planted a few more trees as well, and yeah, that spade was involved a lot. This was basically built from a shed that my neighbour pulled down, so I got all the bits and built that. There's a sign, lovely sign from my sister there, which needs painting. This sign I had made up, and that's the mat that's done all the work really. And my second shovel, second or third I think, but it's done a lot of work as well. I try to keep the line quite scenic if I can. And this is the old railway I built. This was slightly older, about a year older than the Ivy Railway, maybe a bit more than that, year and a half. You can see the stages of building this station area. Still got a lot of work to do on it, but I'll get back to that. Had a few friends visit recently, and most of them had a drive and a play on the railway, so that was good. We'll see some of them in a bit. At this point I was just trying to clear some of the branches that had to be sawn down. This was a few weeks ago, this was. You can see that things have got a lot greener since this was shot. So that really tells most of the story of the railway. I'm sure I've missed things, but you can ask me any questions in the comments. The first loco I had was Ivy, which had bogies that were already built, but the rest was flat packed, so I built that up over a couple of days. Some of the stock I bought, some of the stock I've made. The second engine I had was Elizabeth, which is a Sweet William. That's Nick there, having a ride, my friend Nick. Known him for a long time. Got a stinking cold. So you probably won't understand me even less than normal. Does that make sense? This is, well, you know Sarah. And this is our mate Craig. He's come all the way from Weston-super-Mare to be with us today. And he's staying tonight and going home tomorrow, isn't you, mate?
Always a pleasure.
You can stay longer if you want.
Next it up, mate, I'll be here forever.
Right, we're going to go on a little ride.
Hooray! I simply cannot wait.
So Craig has been on once before, haven't you, mate? But many months or years ago, I don't know. A couple of years maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So you haven't been through the tunnel?
No, man.
The tunnel of doom?
No, there's plenty of new stuff to see today, isn't there? Go enjoy it.
You like that, mate?
Yeah, that's awesome, mate. Good job as always.
Thank you. This is my station I'm building here, look. Yeah, mate, that's the platform down there. And then that's going to be the seats. And it's going to have a shelter and everything, hopefully. Yeah, should be good. It's looking much darker down here now because of all the leaves coming.
Lights out down here, the last one.
The most recent engine I had is Scamp, the petrol loco, which I've made a new seat for so that you can sit back a bit and not destroy your knees so much. drive you out. Well, today I've got my friend Greg. He's come to stay with me for a couple of days, and he's going to experience the Ivy Railway for the first time. How are you feeling about it, mate?
I'm feeling good.
Feeling good about it? Excellent. And Greg is the main man of the band Esoteric. Esoteric? Esoteric? I never know. Esoteric. Yeah. There you go. He should know how to pronounce it. It's his band. So yeah, he's the main man of the legendary doom band Esoteric that have been going since 1992.
Showing my age.
So if you want to hear something that's truly heavy, listen to them. And yeah, here we go. Yeah, I've just passed Greg out on the loco, so he's going to have a drive now.
Okay.
All ready
to go?
Yeah.
Take it slow, I don't want to derail it.
Very good, mate. If you do, don't worry about it.
Okay, cool.
It's happened a lot.
You don't end up down there.
No, that's never happened. I hope that never happens. We shall see. I'm pleased to say he's a very good driver.
My driving license disagrees.
Well, on the rails, you're a good driver. It's raining a little bit, but we're not being deterred.
Sorry?
Greg's doing a good job. Come back whenever you want, mate. That's it, and then drag him back. Perfect. One thing you notice when it's rained, you get a much smoother ride, especially around the curves, because they've been lubricated by the rain.